What is up, everybody? Back with a new video here, and today I'm going to be going through my most listened to bands of the month, something I've been doing at the end of every month this year. Basically, for those of y'all who haven't seen these type of videos yet, I just go to my Spotify account, the stats feature, which shows you your most listened to stuff over the last month, the last 6 months, and so on. So I'm just going to jump straight into this with my number 10 for May, which was Inquisition. As I've said before, this band's a mainstay. Love these guys. My favorite black metal band of all time. Dagon, great on the guitar. Love his tone. His vocals, pretty cool and unique. And Incubus on the drums is a freaking machine. But yeah, great band. Number 9 for the month was actually Sacred Reich. One I don't think I've talked about yet on this little series here. But great band. Classic thrash, Ignorance, and The American Way. Two of my favorite albums by them. Number 8, Ted Nugent. So Ted, as I've said before, love him. Great classic guitar player. Got his album Weekend Warriors up on the wall right there. Great one from 1978. All of his 70s and early 80s stuff I think is great. And, a lot of his stuff throughout the 80s and so on I like a lot as well. Number 7 for this month was Motorhead. Another great band. A lot of great classic stuff. More modern stuff I like a lot as well from the 2000s. My two favorite albums by them are actually Kiss of Death and Inferno. But I love both of the classic trios, Mickey D, Phil Campbell, and Lemmy. And, of course, Phil Taylor, Fast Eddie Clarke, and Lemmy from the earlier days. But yeah, great band no matter what era we're talking about. Number 6 for the month was Holy Moses. Great classic thrash metal band here. My favorite band from Germany of all time. Sabina Klassen on vocals is pretty much a constant member from the beginning. There was one album where she just did like backup vocals, but other than that, all the other albums have her doing lead vocals. Just really some of my favorite thrash of all time. So if I was going to recommend a couple albums by them, I would say Reborn Dogs and New Machine of Liechtenstein for sure, but pretty much all their stuff's great. Number 5, Testament, another great freaking thrash metal band. Been meaning to rank their albums for a while. Might try to do that pretty soon, but most of their stuff is fantastic. Great guitar playing. Right now, they've got a freaking super group. Freaking Gene Hoglan on the drums, Steve DiGiorgio on bass. Of course, the two guitar players are amazing. Alex Skolnick and Eric Peterson, and Chuck Billy on the vocals. But yeah, really great band. Number 4, LA Guns. One of my very favorite bands to come out of the 80s glam metal scene. I'd probably rank them top 5 for sure, but the first 2 albums are great. Some more modern stuff. You got Tales from the Strip, which is great, from 2005. Hollywood Forever from 2012 is awesome. They've had some problems with their name, of course. There's 2 sets of guys that want to use the LA Guns name. There's several bands having this problem, but if Phil Lewis is there, that's what I want with LA Guns. He's a great singer. The stuff with him that does not have Tracy Guns is better than the stuff that has Tracy Guns that does not have Phil, if that makes sense, like Hollywood Forever. From 2012 does not have Tracy Guns playing guitar, but it's still fantastic, and Phil Lewis is on the vocals. But yeah, right now Tracy and Phil are together, and a couple other guys that were like the original bass player and drummer or something are trying to do shit together. But yeah, it's a whole big mess, but yeah, whatever. LA Guns, great band. Number 3, Van Halen. Great classic hard rock. Eddie Van Halen, I would probably say, is my number 1 guitar player of all time. Dude's a freaking legend. Very influential player. Came up there in 1978 was the debut album. Groundbreaking stuff at the time. Really the first handful of albums. All the original Roth era albums are good. I really even like the 2012 album. What's it called again? The 2012 album is A Different Kind of Truth came to me there, but that's a pretty good album too. Don't love the Sammy Hagar stuff too much, but there's some pretty good stuff mixed in there. My favorite album with him is FUCK, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Judgment Day, I would say, is the best Van Hagar song without question. But yeah, really, really great band that I love a lot. My number 2 of the month, Megadeth. So with Megadeth, I said before that a lot of times they don't appear on this because I've got all their albums on CD, but was listening to the stuff on Spotify a good bit over the last month. As you can see, they're at number 2 here. And mainly I was listening to United Abominations and Endgame because, I was talking about how I want James Lomenzo to replace Ellefson, the whole big thing. I'm not going to talk about it too much here, but I definitely want James Lomenzo to come back to Megadeth. He knows all the songs already. He's a great player. He played on 2 of my favorite Megadeth albums with freaking United Abominations and Endgame, both fantastic. So James Lomenzo, that's my pick for the replacement. Hopefully that happens. Don't know if it will, but yeah, and my number 1 is Mercyful Fate for the month. Amazing band. Been re-listening to all their stuff because I'm planning on doing a album ranking of their discography on Sea of Tranquility pretty soon, within the next couple weeks, I think. But yeah, amazing band. King Diamond's one of my favorite singers of all time. Mercyful Fate's super awesome, influential band, so that should be a fun video to do, and pretty much like all of their albums. But Yeah, and then, like, first 5 out, like the top 15, if we're going to go back to 11 through 15, were Sabotage at number 11 for this month for me, Queensryche, Wasp, Black Sabbath, and Sacramentum, great classic melodic black metal band. So those bands were close. Another cool band that's pretty new that I've been listening to a bit lately is called Seizure. Great modern thrash that has a cool classic feel to it. Their debut album, Born in the Dark. Definitely recommend to go check that out. But that's pretty much what I've been listening to. And you guys can let me know what y'all have been listening to in the comments. Always like to see it. And until next time, thank you for watching.